Hi, everybody. Hi, friends. How are you? All of my YouTube people are in the house. Hold on. I'm getting all these notifications. Okay, they're gone now. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Ruby. Hi, Anita. Hi, Mary. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Ashley. It's so good to see everybody. Sorry, I was like 2 minutes late. I was having a hair crisis. I'm still not super satisfied with it, but you get what you get. Oh my gosh.
Man, sorry, I didn't mean to make you laugh.
So I have
Are you on YouTube?
a part of my yes. I have part of my crew in the house. So of course Nicole is in the comments as always. And Colleen, are you in the comments?
Yeah, well,
okay, she's in there. You just asked me if I was there.
It was mad delayed.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Not your fault.
YouTube.
I'm not there yet.
So, Kathy and Colleen are here, like in the actual room. So, hello from them. And we're working on something special for the Hardwired group, which is a great little teaser into today's the last day, right, Kathy? Is that today?
Please hold.
Oh.
Okay.
Is today the last day to sign up for Hardwired?
Yes,
okay, so today is the very last day that you can sign up for the Hardwired group. So those of you who are familiar with the Hardwired group, we open for enrollment once a month. It usually ends up being like the end of the month into the beginning of the next month. That's exactly where we are right now. So if you want to be a part of that, today is your last opportunity to do that until we open back up for enrollment again at the end of June and the beginning of July. So in order to be a part of the Hardwired group, you have to answer the questions. You go over to the group, you ask to be a part of the group, and then you have to answer the questions so that we know how to get in touch with you. Not we, Kathy knows how to get in touch with you. I make it sound like I have so much to do with this, and I totally don't. So that she can...
Fuck me.
So that she knows where to send your invoicing, okay? If for some reason when you go to sign up you don't get the questions, you need to like take away your, how do I word that? You need to delete it. You need to delete your request. There we go. Thank you.
Or message me and I'll delete it for you.
Okay, that works. Or message Kathy and she'll delete it for you. And then you need to reapply because sometimes Facebook doesn't give you the questions. And the questions are the only thing that is standing between you and access to the group. So if you don't see the questions, you can't answer them. And I don't know why Facebook does the things that Facebook does. We all know Facebook has its,
personality.
Yeah, it's got its own little personality. So if you want to be part of the Hardwired group, like I said, today is the last day to do that. If you don't know what the Hardwired group is, that is my paid Facebook group. That group meets during the week, just like we meet here for lives. We do a weekly project. We do a Friday wrap up. We do just fun little silly things in between. The projects are just a little bit harder, not a lot harder, but a little bit harder. We spend a little bit more time on them and we have a great little community. So we would love for you to come and be a part of it if you are not a part of it. But today's your last day to do that. Okay. Let's see. Anything else I need to tell you guys? I can't off the top of my head think of anything. I just kind of rushed to get us started here. I feel like there's something going on next week, but I don't know what it is. So I'll have to get with Nicole because she's usually the brain about when things happen. I feel like there might be a Michael's class next week. I'm not sure. I'll let you know. I don't know. Not till the 15th. Just kidding. Kathy is also the brain. And so it's like, I can't function without these other three human beings. I just don't know how I even put my shoes on in the morning.
I'm just here for the beads.
Colleen's just here for the beads. And I make good coffee in the morning too.
Oh my God. You have to tell me where you got that blueberry. God, it was so good. So good.
Blueberry coffee is where it's at. All right. So, let's see. It is Feel Good Friday. So for those of you who don't know what Feel Good Friday show is, or even if you do and you just need a quick little recap, Feel Good Friday is easy, fun, instant gratification jewelry that you can very easily recreate by purchasing the kits from my Etsy shop. I ship those out to you on Monday mornings. You get those super, super quick as long as USPS does their part of their job. And yeah. It's fun. It's fun. That being said, the projects on Fridays are always super, super easy. I try to dumb it down and keep it as simple as possible so that everybody can play, right? I don't want to bog you down with technique. I don't want to give you a ton of information and overstimulate you and send you into the weekend. I want to send you into the weekend inspired to play with your own beads, to make fun things, and wait for the kits to come to you so that you can recreate what we did. I also have maker mixes that are available. I've got a maker mix for you guys today that is Father's Day inspired, but it's not super manly. It's green and brown. It's super cool. It's going to work for everything. But I did have like Father's Day on my mind when I was putting it together. I've got 5 kits for you guys as well. I've got 2 bracelets and 3 earrings. So we're going to get down to business. Let's do this thing.
She said.
All right, y'all. Okay, so let me get started with our maker mix here. So this little maker mix is called The Great Outdoors. And this one, I love this one. So this is what the entire little mix was created around, was this little charm. Look how cute that charm is. It's got the mountains in the background and it's got some trees in the foreground. I just really, really liked it. So that was what inspired this little maker mix. There are some check glass leaves in here. Actually, there's more than one kind of check glass leaf. So there are some of the smaller ones. There are some little green ones. There are these larger ones that I got from Danielle Wicks. There are some English cut check glass in here. There are some vintage check glass drops, as well as a little check glass turtle. He's like tortoise shell patterned turtle, which I thought was just super cute, right? So that's all of our little beady babes in the maker mix. A little pop of metal in there to kind of tie everything together. So with the maker mixes, guys, you buy the maker mixes and then you create a piece of jewelry with those, and then you can post those, and you're automatically entered in a drawing where we, at the end of the month, draw a name and somebody gets a goodie bag. So Mary Smith was our winner from this past drawing. Her goodie bag goes out first thing next week with all of the kits that will go out. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun. And you don't have to worry about making something with tons of technique. Like, we're not voting on it. All you have to do is just make something and post it. That's all, right? And it's a great way for me to use up beads that I don't have enough of to make kits with, but it's also a great way to inspire you and get you over the anxiety of posting in the group your creations. Because sometimes that first post is always the hardest. So if you've got a prize potential behind it, sometimes that's enough incentive. All right, so that's our maker mix. Moving on. So we're going to do bracelets first, and then we're going to do earrings. Okay, so I'm going to start out with our purple and blue flower bracelet. This one is so pretty, and this style, you guys always seem to love this style. It's asymmetrical. There is some chain involved. There's one of these beautiful clasps involved, and then check out these check glass beads. I know I did a kit with these before. I don't know if it was last week or the week before that, but it had these really awesome check glass flowers that I got from Danielle Wicks. They've got the hole on the back. Like, they have like a little pip on the back and then the hole that goes through them, which makes them sit a little different than any other bead. If you want it to sit straight up and down in your design, you need to put like a little baby bead on either side of it. But these are super cool for, you can make rings with these. They work as buttons. They're just really cool beads. But clustered together like they're going to be in this bracelet, you'll see they're really cool as well. All right, so this bracelet's got some cord involved. We're gonna get started with that right now. So I do need to pull the picture up for this because I'm afraid I'm going to put this one together backwards, and I want to be sure I do it right. So everybody, hold on just a second. You can't make it bigger. Oh my gosh, hold on. Okay, I just want to get the order right because I don't want it to be different than the one that's like, I don't want to put it together and then you get it in the shop and it looks different than the picture. All right, so I've got 2 pieces of nylon cord here, and I am going to take those pieces, and actually, I think I only need one of these. I have 1 piece of nylon cord, my bad. And I'm going to tie this on to our heart clasp here. So I'm just going to thread that on, and then I'm going to drop this down to the middle. I'm going to bring my ends together, and then I'm going to tie these into a knot. Okay. So I'm just going to do an overhanded knot. Pull pull that down. Okay. Now, I only need one of these cords to string my flowers on. However, if you want to use some of your own beads and make this a double strand, you absolutely can. One of these strands I'm actually going to cut off here in a little bit. I'm just going to leave it for now. But we're going to use one of the single strands and we're going to thread on our check glass flower beads. So some of them are purple and some of them are blue. We're going to alternate. Colleen, you're making me nervous.
Somebody asked me a question and I'm trying to answer it.
Oh.
You want to know what's in the storage containers next to you?
Which storage containers? There's so many.
The big boxes,
ones,
the big trays.
Yeah.
The big, which trays?
All those
Oh,
trays.
I mean, those
Those guys.
Those guys.
Oh, well, that's a big question.
That was Miss Betty. Miss Betty wanted to know.
Betty wants to know. I might have to show Betty. So I'm alternating the colors here. I'm doing a purple and I'm doing a blue. And look, when you string them on, the way that they sit together kind of makes a cluster out of them, which is cool. You definitely could pop some of your own little beads in between there if you wanted to, but I really don't think that it needs it. But it gives this bracelet, at least this section of the bracelet, it gives it some really cool dimension. It makes it so that it doesn't matter how this is laying on your wrist. You get to see these really cool check glass flowers. So you don't have to worry, like, if they're not facing forward. Okay. Okay, so I thread on all of those, okay, and I'm going to tie an overhanded knot just to secure these. But here's the thing. I don't want to push it down so tight that these do this kind of jumbly thing. Okay, so when you've got your own kit and you're putting this together, when you tie your knot here, you want to have a little bit of wiggle room so that each flower can kind of stand alone. So don't squish them down and pull tight to tie your knot. Okay, now I'm going to tie a knot and I'm actually going to do a surgeon's knot. So I'm going to loop over twice. It just makes a little bit larger of a knot. And then I'm going to use my beading awl. You don't have to, but I'm going to use a beading awl just because I feel like it helps me to get my knot down where I want it to be. Okay. Just to cinch that down. So you can see my flowers, they all still have lots of wiggle room. They're not so far apart that like you can see that purple cord, but each flower is not crowding out the other flower. Okay. All right, so now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to thread on one of these beautiful, it's like this, the colors in this are like periwinkle and purple, lavender, like, I don't know. They're just beautiful pastels for blues and purples. So we're going to thread on this purple round bead, and then I'm going to tie another knot. And I'm going to use my beading awl just so that I can bring that knot down right up next to the side of that bead. And then I'm going to thread on this really gorgeous table cut check glass bead. Really pretty. I'm going to tie another knot. Okay. And then if you don't have a beading awl, you can use just like a T-pin or a safety pin. Just something to tie that knot around and move that knot down to where you want it to be. Okay. All right. So there's all of that. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie this to the end of one of the chain ends, right? So I'm not really doing anything. I'm not doing anything other than just overhanded knots here. Okay. So I'm going to tie this knot. And again, I'm going to do like a surgeon's knot. So all I'm doing is I'm just looping it through twice. Hold on. Cord's a little short here. That's okay. I'll just leave it like it is. Okay. Put the beading awl in it or the T-pin or whatever you've got. Oh no. Oh, come on now. There we go. Just cinching those down together, right? Because I want that to be as close to that bead as possible. I'm going to cinch that knot down. Okay, so we've tied this down. I could have gotten it. Oh, it slipped through the ring, the crack in the chain. All right, let's do this one more time. My apologies, you guys. But I want to get that down close to that bead as possible. Okay, and if you have the same problem that I do, just take a pair of pliers and close up the opening in that chain link. It just, my nylon cord just slipped right through it. It was just sitting at the right place to do that. All right, so there we go. We cinched down our knot. Okay, so now I have a little bit of string here and I've got this other string here. Now, these are opportunities for you to create dangles if you want to. You could thread on some extra little beads, tie them off, and then cut off the ends if you wanted to. You can do the same thing up here, or you can just leave them like they are, add a little bit of glue, and just cut them off. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to use just a little bit of hypo cement. Now, if you want to leave them, you want to leave the little tail hanging, you can. I'm just going to add a little dab of hypo cement to the glue, or I'm sorry, to the knot, not the glue. This is the glue. Good grief. I know, words are difficult, and it's Friday, so I already have weekend brain going on. I used a lot of brain yesterday. Didn't have a lot left over for today. Oh my gosh. Okay, so after you add the glue, let it dry until it gets tacky before you cut off. But just for the sake of demonstration purposes, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. And I'm going to cut as close as possible. Now, you don't have to. And in the picture for the listing of this, I left them a little long. It's up to you. It's your bracelet, right? All right. So now what we have is a bracelet, but I have to add dangles to everything because that's the way I am. So I also included some extra check glass beads. Okay. So we've got a beautiful check glass drop here that can go on the chain, just going to hang them from there, and then 2 little check glass rounds. So it just kind of brings the color all the way around. You don't want to add these to this part of the bracelet. You can string them over here with the rest of your beads if you want to. Okay. So I'm going to wire wrap this guy with a piece of wire. The wire is included in your kit because I can't use a head pin with this. It's drilled like a bracelet, so we have to use a little piece of wire. So I'm going to thread this onto the wire, and then I'm going to take the wire and I'm going to bend one end one way and one end the other direction. So we're making ourselves a little triangle over the top of our bead. I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers, and I'm going to take one wire and bend it straight up and down. The other wire I want to bend outwards. So I made myself like a little L. And then I'm going to hold on to that little triangle with my bent chain nose pliers. And I'm going to use this wire that was the bottom of our L to wrap around the straight wire that's coming out the top. Okay. And then I'm going to wire wrap this directly to our chain. So I'm going to trim off the excess, and then I need to kind of figure out where I want these to be placed. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I want this to be right in the middle. So it's going to go on this middle link. Sorry, my hand's in the way. I know you can't see. It's going to go onto this middle link right here. Okay. So I'm going to start a wire wrapped loop. These are my chain nose pliers. Make a bend in the wire. Come in with my round nose pliers. Go up and over. Rotate the pliers and take the wire over to the other side. Now, before I do the wire wraps, I'm going to open this up just a little bit so that I can slide this onto that link. Let's see. Now I've lost which link it is, but we're hoping that I grabbed the middle link. If it's not, that's okay. All right. And then I'm just going to wire wrap, and I want those wire wraps to meet up with the wire wraps that I just made. And then we're just going to trim off the excess. Now with the other 2 beads, I'm just going to use head pins for those since they are drilled top to bottom. Okay, so you just want your wire wraps to meet up with the other wire wraps. And then you can always come in with your pliers and kind of tidy it up if you need to. Okay, so there's one. And then we're going to attach these. Okay, so just head pins for these. And again, wrapped loops just very, very quickly because we have a lot of other stuff to look at. Okay. So up and over. Hi, Karen. Open that up. We're going to skip a link from the middle, which I don't think was actually the middle, but we're going to pretend like it was. Slide that on. Aw, hi, Linda. I hope you're having a wonderful day too. I love Fridays. Fridays are my favorite day of the week, so I'm definitely having a good day. Okay, I'm going to do one more just so that I have all the beads on here. Belly's growling. Okay. So I'm just wire wrapping that on. And then I'm going to trim off the excess. Okay. All right. And that's it. So your bracelet is complete. Now you do have all that chain. You've got all that length rather of links, and you can fill those up with more charms, beads, whatever you want to. And if you need to add length overall to this, then you can add some jump rings to it. I just kind of left that part out so that you could make your adjustments as you needed to, because I think overall this makes about a 7.5-inch bracelet. If you need it to be a little bit longer, of course, you can add, instead of where I have the clasp here just attached directly to the last piece of chain or the link of chain, you could add a couple of jump rings here to make it a little bit longer if you needed to. But it's still a really awesome bracelet and a really cool asymmetrical design. If you don't like the configuration of this asymmetrical design, you can reconfigure this with all of the beads that you've got here. You can make the chain part in the middle and do the flowers on the edges. I mean, you really have some options here. So you don't have to do it exactly this way, but you do have all of the parts that you need to put it together exactly this way if you want to. Okay. All right. So that was our first bracelet. I'm going to move on to the next. All right. Our next bracelet is super cool. I love this so much. And this comes in is it 4 different colors? Y'all remember? I think it's 4. It might be 5. I think it's 4.
No, it's 4. And
It's
the
4?
earrings, I think, are 2.
Okay.
And the earrings are 2. The bracelets are 4.
Okay, cool. Kathy's looking at me like, I don't know. Why are you asking me? All right, so this is really easy to put together, but super, super cool. So I have it in this really cool yellow color. I realize yellow is not for everybody. That's why there are some color options with this. So there is a yellow option, and it's got a really cool check glass B in yellow and copper to go with it. There's a green option. There is a purple option and a black option. Okay. And I'm just going to show you as quickly as possible. I may not do the entire thing, but I'm showing you exactly how to put this together. So you've got 2 pieces of faux suede lace. It's very, very soft. No animal was harmed in the making of this yellow color. You take the 2 ends and you're going to put those together with no yellow cows were hurt, y'all.
No yellow cows.
And you're going to put the cord end on this. Now, I realize I did that ahead of time, but I'm going to show you how to do it at the end. Okay. So you don't miss that part, but you do want to take your 2 ends and go ahead and put the cord end on it. And you have to overlap them to do that. But then we're going to separate them out. Sam is here. Hi, Sam. Okay. So now the body of this bracelet is put together with jump rings, and they are super cool twisted jump rings. And they're going to add a lot of texture and fun to this design. So what you want to do is you want to thread the jump rings onto both of the pieces of suede lace, but you want one of the pieces to go down through the jump ring and one piece to come up through the jump ring. And it's not hard, but it's easy to get kind of tripped up with this. So you do want to go slow. Again, I don't know that I'm going to do the entire bracelet because it does take a minute to do, but you do the entire length of this the exact same way. So let me show you. Okay, I'm going to get you started and at least do 5 or 6 of these. So we're going to take one of the jump rings, okay? And it's a little bit easier if you do this with your bracelet laying flat than trying to hold it up, because the jump rings want to kind of wiggle back and forth on you. But we want to take one of the pieces of suede and we want it to go down through the jump ring, okay? Meaning that the jump ring, if you're holding it in your hand, you can see, like if I lay it down flat on my finger, that's going down through, okay? And I'm going to slide it down kind of close down here. This piece of suede, this piece of suede needs to come up through. So same jump ring, just right next to, hold on. I've got it all flipped over here. Okay, going down through. This one needs to come. Nope. This one's coming up through. This one's going down through. See, I told you it's tricky. It's tricky, but it helps if you lay it flat. Okay, so you want one to go one direction, one to go the other direction. Do you see what I mean? Sorry, I was confusing me and you. I apologize for that. Okay. Then you're going to take it and you're going to slide it down here close to the end. Okay, just like that. Now I'm not putting it really close. I've got a little room there. Okay. Now I want to do another jump ring, and then the next jump ring I'm going to do the opposite. Okay. So I'm going to thread on the jump ring onto one of these, bring it down here, and we're going to take a look, lay our jump ring out. So this one, it's going down through the jump ring, which means this piece of suede, we want it to come up through. Okay. And then pull your jump ring down. So it's not hard. It's just tricky, and you just got to go slow. This is definitely a project that you can't like speed through, because you want to be sure that you're getting those jump rings on there the right way. Okay. So we're going to do another one. And every time you do it, it's the opposite of whatever you just did for each strand of the suede. Okay. So thread on jump ring, bring it down here, and lay the jump ring flat. So this one's going down through the jump ring, which means this one needs to come up through the jump ring. I'm hungry.
I'm picking up on what you're putting down.
No, I'm okay. Okay, so there's our third jump ring. And we're just going to do this the entire length down. Wanda, you crack me up. Oh my gosh, those commercials get me, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm going to add another jump ring. Slide the jump ring down. Doesn't matter which piece you start with. Okay, so that jump ring, the suede's going down through. So at the other piece, the jump ring is going to come up through. Oops. Hi, Pam. Okay. Slide that down. Bless you.
Bless you.
Now the cool part about this is I think you've got 20 jump rings for this bracelet. So you've got enough to make a full size bracelet. There is also extension chain included. So if you need extra length, you've got extension chain. But here's the thing, you can even move these further away from each other. They don't have to be sitting right next to each other. Not only that, but if you had some large hole beads, you could pop some large hole beads in between your jump rings as well. So you've got a lot of options with this. You know, if you want to get creative and add things from your own stash, you absolutely can. All right, another jump ring, thread that on. Okay, so that one's going down through that jump ring. This one's going to go.
Deanna doesn't know where to find those jump rings.
Deanna, if you would like to find these jump rings, my dear, the kit is already ready for you over in my Etsy shop. Already ready for you. All you got to do is go over to my Etsy shop. I've pre-cut all the suede, counted out all the jump rings, put all the materials together. You just pick out what color you want, and I'll send it to you on Monday morning. All right, so this one, okay, suede's going down. This one, the suede's going to come up. Yes, and Wanda wants to add dangly doos to it too. You could add dangly doos to every single one of these jump rings if you wanted to. And honestly, that's what I want to do because that's just the kind of person I am. But I will restrain.
Oh, I don't know. These little dangly doos would be great on there.
I know. Ooh, those would be really pretty. All that color with this yellow. I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right, let's do a couple more jump rings and then I will finish this off. I'm not going to do the entire bracelet because it is going to take a minute, but I want to be sure that you understand like what the pattern looks like and everything. So it's not hard, but again, just to help yourself from getting confused and messing this up, it really helps to just lay it down flat. Makes a huge, huge difference. Okay, so let's add one more jump ring. Slide that jump ring down. And when I slide that jump ring down, I kind of just let it do whatever it's going to do, and then that's kind of my deciding factor as to like which direction it's going to lay, and that way I know what to do with the second piece of suede, if that makes sense. So except I messed that one up. All right, thread that on there. Okay, that one's going this way. This one needs to go down through. Okay, so there we go. All right, so you would do this through the entire length of the bracelet, add all of your jump rings to it, okay? And then when you get to the end, you want to add your cord into this, right? So we're just pretending like we're making the world's tiniest little bracelet. And we would get to the end here, we would cut off our suede, and then we would take our suede and lay it on top of each other. So you're just going to stack it up, and then you're going to put it into the cord end and just lay it like that. You can add a little bit of glue if you want to. I don't find that it's necessary, but it's totally up to you. And then you just want to use the ends of your, or I'm sorry, you want to use the sides of your cord end here and just fold those over. So you fold one over with your pliers, and then you just want to fold the other one over. And then you just kind of squeeze it down and you're good to go. So you've secured your ends here. Okay, so that's what you're going to do to both ends of your bracelet. And then you want to add your jump rings and your clasp. Okay, but you also have extension chain. I always like to include extension chain if I can. And you have your extra little dangly doos, kind of like what Wanda was talking about. So we're going to put those on to head pins. So we're going to take our B bead here, and then we're going to put a crystal bicone on top of that. And we're going to do a wrapped loop. And we would add this wherever you want to add this, okay? And the other one is going to go on the end of your extension chain. So I'll show you here in just a second. I'm just going to do a wrapped loop here to get this nice and secure. So each one of the colors has a focal bead, like the B, and you've got 2 crystal bicones, and you really can put those wherever you want to. But for me, and in the picture, I did the entire bracelet, and then when I did the jump ring where I was going to put like my clasp, I attached this right there. Okay, and then down here on the other end, I would take my other jump ring and my extension chain and then put this little guy on a head pin and put this at the end of the extension chain. Just kind of dresses that extension chain up a little bit so that it doesn't feel like just an afterthought. Extension chain is one of those things that's necessary, but sometimes it drives me crazy. I always like to just add a little something to it if I can, just so that it feels more like, you know, it was actually part of the design, because it really is just a function of adding length. But it doesn't need to take away from the overall design. You know what I mean? So that's why I tend to add a little pop of color or something to my extension chain. But you'll have the extension chain so that if you want to add length to this, you've got that, right? So again, we just did like the very, very abbreviated version of this, but you get it. You get it, right? You do the entire length, and this is how you would finish it off. Now, again, you can put this wherever you want to, and honestly, you can put that wherever you want to as well. You may not even need the extension chain, so it's totally up to you, but there you go, you guys. So that was our second bracelet, just the miniature version, But there's our second bracelet. Again, that comes in the yellow. It comes in purple, green, and black. And the black is black and gold. The others are all silver. So you do have some choices there. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move on to the next. Moving on up. Right. All right. So I've got 3 pairs of earrings to show you guys, and they are all each individually super, super cool. We're going to start out with these little patina earrings because these are the most simple to put together out of all of them, but they're all pretty easy to put together. Okay. So again, with the nylon cord and the knotting, because that's one of my favorite things to do when the weather is hot, is to use cord for things. And it just looks cool. It kind of has that boho feel to it. So we're going to put these together super, super quick. We've got these really cool components that came from Danielle Wicks. They are pre-patinaed, the little connector here and the leaf, or not leaf, but a feather. And we're just going to add a little check glass bead to this as well. All right. So we're going to start out with a piece of our cord. Let's do the bottom part of this first. We're going to take our piece of nylon cord and we're going to thread it onto the largest part of our little connector here. And we're just going to bring that to the middle of our piece of nylon cord. And then we're just going to tie an overhanded knot. Lots of knots today. Okay.
It's just a naughty day.
It is. It's a naughty, naughty Friday. Okay, so we tied a knot here. Okay, now we're going to tie on our little feather. So I'm going to take one of those pieces of nylon and thread it onto the feather, bring that down, and then I'm going to tie another knot. You can do a double, you know, like a surgeon's knot like I did, or you can just do one overhanded knot if you want. Up to you. The surgeon's knots tend to be a little more bulky, so that's why I say it's kind of up to you. I'm just doing a regular overhanded knot. Marley Beth says, I'm spending her paycheck. I'm not mad about it, Marley. I'm not mad about that at all. I'm just happy that I can inspire you and give you cool things, right? I'm not mad about it. All right. So where that knot is, it's going to be coming to the front of this little feather. And that's exactly what I want, because I'm going to add little beads to the front of this. So I'm going to take each strand of this. I'm going to thread on 3 of these little seed beads. And I'm just using this nylon cord, these little pieces in the front, as just some extra decoration to this. It's like adding dangles without wire, which also just as good as far as I'm concerned. All dangles are good dangles, okay? All right, you can use your beading awl if you need to, T-pin, whatever you want to make that hang at whatever length you want it to. And you tighten up your knot. Okay, so that one's going to hang about there, and then we'll do the other one. Sam said he never met a dangle he didn't like. Same. Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to do another overhanded knot and just bring this one down. I don't care that these hang exactly the same length. In fact, I like it if they're, whoops, I got my knot caught around my beads. I like it if they're a little different. Sometimes it works out that way. Sometimes they're exactly the same just by accident, but just like that. And then again, you can add hypo cement to your knots if you need to, if you feel like you need that extra security. I'm going to come in and trim off, just leave myself like a little leftover in there. These are super lightweight, just really cool. Definitely that boho vibe, right? Just super cool. Now, the only thing left to do is add our bead to these. So I'm going to use an eye pin. I'm using a jump ring. And then of course I have my ear wire. I'm going to thread on, check out this check glass bead. This is another one that I believe came from Danielle. It's a really cool color, but it has like this denim blue kind of wash. which makes it go really well with this patina. Right.
Yeah, that is cool.
Sam. Nope, it's too late. You already said it. All right, I'm going to do a wrapped loop on the top of this. It's too funny. Y'all, Sam was the last person I talked to last night before I went to bed. That's pretty special. I'm just saying. He was the very last human being I interacted with before I went off to Dreamland. All right, so you can see that the loop on the bottom of this is very small, and this is kind of thick. I could wiggle that in there if I wanted to, but I just felt like a jump ring was the right choice, so that's what we're using to attach these to each other. So I'm just going to open a jump ring. I'm going to thread that on, and then I'm going to thread this on. And we'll put our ear wire on the top of this, and these are done. So these are super quick and easy, very lightweight, and super trendy right now. And there you go. So that's the first set of our little earrings. I love those. And you can add glue to those knots if you want to. You don't have to. I mean, because it's not like, I mean, we're going to wear them in your ears. So I don't think. Do you think they would be? I think they would be too. Kathy says they would be very pretty on her. And I agree. I agree. They're super cool. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on. I got 2 more pairs of earrings to show you guys. Okay, I'm going to save the square knot earrings for the end. So we're going to move on to these super cool little suede ones. Check these out. So how fun are these? These also come in 2 different colors. Okay, so you got this super cool purple and like teal blue, pinky purple combo, or there is black and teal. And they're super cool as well. So this one comes in 2 different color choices. Okay. I'm going to show you how to put these together. Super easy, but really lightweight and cool. Like if you love big earrings, but you don't want that weight, this is, oh, by the way, these are the teal colored melon beads that are with the black. They're super cool. They're not really teal. Okay. Let me back up. They're turquoise and they have like a light blue stripe in each one of the little grooves. So that's what those are. These are that kind of pinky purple with that same blue. All right, so you've got yourself a piece of suede here. Now what you're going to need to put this together is, if you don't have like a leather punch, which is what I was using, use a safety pin, because a safety pin is actually the exact same is the exact size of a hole that you're going to need to punch a hole through your suede as you go. Mine's already pre-punched because this earring was already put together. But as you go, you just want to take a safety pin and stick it through there, kind of wiggle it, open up the suede a little bit, and then it'll fit onto your eye pin. So let me show you. Okay, we're going to take one of the eye pins, or the eye pin for this earring, and we're going to thread on one of our melon beads. Okay. And then we're going to thread on where I've punched a hole. You can see I'm going to thread that on to my head pin. I think I kept saying eye pin. I mean head pin, y'all. Okay. And that's going to go just like that. Then, hold on, let me double check. No, let's do the other end. This one's a little bit closer to the end. Okay. All right. Now, as far as the size of your spiral, that's going to be up to you. You really get to kind of dictate how these are going to hang. So you can make big loops if you want to, or you can make little tiny loops and make these much smaller earrings. Okay. But what you want to do is you want to kind of decide where it is that you want that first loop to go. I want mine to be about that big. I would come in with my safety pin and punch it through there, right, to make the hole. Then I'm going to slide that bead up here to the top of the head pin, and then just push your head pin through that hole that you made and slide that back down so you can kind of eyeball it and look at it. Okay. Then you would do the same thing with the next one. So you take the next one and bring it in and kind of decide like where you want it to sit, right? If you want it to be closer or further open, totally up to you. And then you come in here and just take your safety pin through it first, right, to mark it. Then take all of this back up here, slide it up here to the top. Don't slide it all the way off. And then slide your head pin through, bring it back down so that you can kind of look at it. Okay. And then you're going to do that with this one. And you don't have to do all 3 loops. You can do just 1 or 2, because I know this can be a big earring, but you do get to kind of adjust the size as much as you want to. This one, I already marked the hole with this one. So I'm going to go ahead and thread that on. Bring all of that down just like that. Right. And they're super lightweight, like very, very lightweight. These are great summertime earrings. Okay, then I'm going to take another one of these melon beads and just put that right down on the top. And I'm going to do a wrapped loop and add the ear wire, and that's it. These are super, super easy. You don't have to have any special tools. Don't think you need a leather punch. I'm serious. The safety pin is all you need. Like, these are really easy to put together. Do a wrapped loop on the top. So bend the wire over the top of your chain nose pliers. Come in with your round nose pliers. We're going to take that wire up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then we're going to wire wrap in the space between the loop we just made and the top of our bead. And again, these melon beads are brought to you by our dear friend Danielle Wicks. Y'all, go over and check out Danielle Wicks' Etsy shop. She's an amazing artist, amazing, amazing person, and she has a super cool Etsy shop with all of her favorite things in it. She has great taste, so definitely want to check her out. And if you need to tidy that up with your pliers, you do that. And then the only thing left to do is just add your ear wire to it. These are easy peasy, super, super easy, but they look so cool. They're really fun. Whoops, that ear wire is already open. Just thread that on and you're done. Yes, Sam said every Danielle order arrives with a virtual hug. It really does. It really does.
And a pretty.
And a pretty. Aren't those fun? They're so cool. And you really can adjust these like to your liking. If you don't want all 3 rings, just do 2 of them. Make them shorter, make them smaller, make them huge if you want to. Totally up to you. You could even add extra things. You could add dangles. I'm always adding dangles to things. You could totally do that. So yeah, super, super cool. And if you don't like them as earrings, you could do 2 pendants, right? You can have one for you and one for somebody else. So super, super cool. All right. We've got one last pair of earrings and then I'm going to let them go. So these are square knot macrame earrings. And again, very lightweight and great for summer. These are so easy to put together. If you are good with square knots, you're going to see these are going to work up super, super quick. Okay. Because there's only what, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only a few knots. I'm not going to count them. There's only a few knots here. Okay. And again, these are really cool melon beads. So let me dump all this out here. Okay, and I'm going to take one of my pieces. So you've got, there's 4 pieces of nylon in your kit, 2 for each earring. Okay, so I'm going to take my nylon. I'm going to find one of these little baby jump rings. I'm going to thread this baby jump ring onto one of the pieces of the cord, and I'm going to bring it to the middle. If I can get it to go on there. There we go. Okay, so bring the ends together. Bring it to the middle. Okay, that's going to be our connection for our ear wire. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put the ear wire on there just because it's a little bit easier to hold on to if I do that instead of trying to hold on to this tiny little jump ring. Okay, so there's the top of our earring. It's already ready to go. Now we're just going to knot on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the other piece of nylon cord and I'm going to find the middle of it. I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it behind these 2 pieces that are folded over here. Oops. Okay. Find the middle. Hold this down with something. And then I'm going to hold this down with something. Yes, I could grab my tying station, but I don't want to right now. Actually, I do want to. Okay, forget it. Let's do the tying station. Okay. I know. It's literally sitting right here. I thought it was behind me. That's why. Okay, so I'm gonna use my tying station, y'all, because I love my tying station. You don't have to use your tying station if you don't have one, but if you need one, go grab one from Beadalon because they're super, super cool. So the tying station has these holes in it on your acrylic plate. This is the perfect opportunity. I don't know why I didn't think of this. It's the perfect opportunity to use these little holes. Open up your ear wire and just hook that right into one of those holes.
Okay, that's clever.
I know, right? So smart. Now we're gonna come down here to the bottom. I can't believe I was gonna do this without the tying station. Silly me. And I'm just gonna secure this down here at the bottom so it's nice and tight. Okay. Now I have this ready to go. I'm gonna take my piece of nylon cord, my other piece, going behind. Okay, bring my two ends together to find the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to tie a square knot. We've done square knots for, I think, 3 weeks now. We've been hung up on square knots, but they're so dang cool. So more square knots it is. Square knot happens in 2 steps. So we're going to do the right side first. Okay, we're going to take the right side. We're going across the core and making a P shape. This cord is running over the top of these core cords. Okay, we're going to take the left side, cross over that one that is now running this direction. We're going behind the core and up through that P shape that we just made. And then we're going to pull. That's step 1. And I want to bring that up close to my jump ring, not right up against it, but pretty close to my jump ring. Okay. Now the square knot happens in 2 steps. So we got to do the second step of this. So left side makes our Q shape, your backwards P shape, goes over the top of the core. Right cord crosses over the top of that, goes back behind the core and up through that Q shape, and then pull. That's your square knot. Okay. It has to happen in 2 steps. Don't forget each step. Okay. Now for the earring, you can do as many as you want to, but I'm going to do 3. So 1, 2, and then for my third one, or after my third one, I'm going to add a bead. So we're going to do 2 more knots, and then we're going to add beads to this, which I should have done before I attached it to the tying station, but no big deal. Okay, so our P shape, other side goes behind and up through. Our Q shape, right-hand cord goes behind and up through. There's 2. Okay, we're going to do 1 more. So our P shape, left cord goes behind and up through. And then the left side, the right one goes behind and up through. Okay, now we want to add beads to this. And I should have done that before I attached this to the tying station, but it's okay. So I'm going to, my core cords here, I want to add my melon beads to the core cords, and I'm going to put the melon beads on both of these. Now it might take a little wiggling, but both cords will fit through there.
Wiggling, little DNA.
Well, you know, whatever you got that works. I should have done this ahead of time. My apologies, everybody, but goodness. Okay. I promise y'all, both beads do fit. Give me a second. Or both cords will fit into the bead, rather. Oh my gosh. This is the longest part of the entire project, I promise, is trying to get. And every time we do this, we talk about all of the different ways you can stiffen up the ends of your nylon cord. All of those same things still apply. Clear fingernail polish, a little bit of spit, just don't tell anybody. A little bit of glue and let the glue dry. Wax. Colleen's in there antagonizing my dogs. Can you hear her? She's in there causing trouble. I'm just kidding.
Hello.
Philip and Ari are here. They might have heard one of them. But otherwise, they're just barking at the washing machine because that seems to be the thing.
Out there talking to the animals like a weirdo.
Oh my goodness.
There are children in the house.
There are children in the house, yes.
I use my good language, though, Mom.
Oh, they don't. Please.
Hello?
You've met my kids, right? Y'all, I'm so sorry that this has taken so long. I feel like, oh my gosh, y'all. Why is this happening today? Did you lick it? I did.
She's done all the things.
I've done all of the things.
She's only got one of the beads done so far.
Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all.
Because, we hate hanging out with you.
Well, okay.
Sam has a good point.
What does Sam say?
Check beads can have some dust in them from tumbling, too.
Yeah, and that's.
So you could blow in them.
I could do that. I could do that. I could. Or I could have, prepped accordingly.
Or that.
Yeah. And that's why I apologize. Because I'm always afraid there's going to be that one person who just finds me on YouTube and watches this and they're like, you should have prepped ahead of time. You're so unprofessional. Because there's always one out there.
Go watch the other professional people.
That's right. All right, y'all. I did it. Woohoo! Okay, so we're going to attach this. Our beads are now there. I'm so sorry, y'all. Okay, now let's move on, shall we? Oh my goodness. All right, we're going to slide a bead up. And then we're going to do a square knot around it. So we still have to do the same 2 steps. We're doing the right side, our P shape, our left cord goes behind and up through. Pull. And that cord will sit right into the grooves that are in these melon beads, which is cool. Okay. Left-handed side, the right cord goes behind and up through. Okay, we're going to slide up another bead. These are also super lightweight. Jennifer says I sounded like a cartoon. I'll take that.
She's not bad. She's just drawing.
That's right. I consider that a compliment. I am very dramatic. Let's be honest. We all know it's true. I'm not ashamed. All right, another square knot. So all I'm doing is just a bead and a square knot, until I have all 3 of them on there, okay? And then I'm going to finish off with 3 more square knots just so that they match. So this actually counts as 1 because that knot is underneath the bead. Okay, so we're going to do 2 more. Jennifer said, just when I was doing the voice. I got you. Okay. And there's our left cord. Sorry, I'm getting a little messy with my knotting here. Okay, we're going to do 1 more. So there's the right side. Okay, and then we're going to do the left side. So our backwards P shape. And then this. Okay. All right. So now the issue here now becomes how are we going to finish this off? So this last knot, make sure you pull it really tight. Okay. You don't want this one to come undone. You're going to pull it nice and tight. And we're actually going to use some flame. Everybody watch out. I'm using flame. Okay. So I'm going to come in with my cutter tool and I'm going to trim these off pretty close. And then I'm just going to singe the ends. Okay. So just like that. And now I'm going to use my grill lighter and I'm just going to get that flame really close without trying not to set it on fire. All you want to do is just melt the end and then push it down with your finger. And it really just kind of singes itself to itself. So you don't really need any glue here. Can you add glue here? You can, but the nylon's cool because it will melt and then it'll stay. So we're just going to do the same thing over here to the other side. You just want to get the flame close to it. Don't set it on fire, y'all. Nobody take me to court because they burn their house down for making macrame earrings that I sent them. That would just be awful. Okay. And then you just tap it with your finger. Okay. And those 2 ends are singed off. So we're going to take this off the tying station. Will the tying station catch fire? Well, I would imagine eventually it would melt. It would probably flame a little, but it would definitely melt. Wanda, what? I didn't set the house on fire. Everybody is safe. Okay. You can use your thread zapper too, y'all. Thread zappers and I just don't get along with each other. Okay, so now we have these two ends here, and you've got some seed beads included in your kit to add some little seed beads, sort of like the patina earrings that we just did. So I'm doing 3 seed beads on each one of these ends. So yes, you absolutely can use the thread zapper, and it's, you know, less of a liability. Less of a situation. Yeah, you have less situations there. All right, so thread on my 3 seed beads onto one of those. I'm going to tie a knot. Choices. Decide where I want that to sit. Cinch my knot down. And then I'm going to trim that one off. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. Anissa says I zapped my husband by accident and he threw it away and bought me a Bic lighter instead. That's fantastic. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, it's funny because they get hot and you don't realize how long they stay hot, and you go to pick it up on the wrong end. Yeah. It's not Okay, so just another overhanded knot down here on the end and trim off. And that's it. That's it, because we already added our ear wire to it, right? We have our little dangles here on the bottom. Now, if you don't want the dangles, just zap those off too. You know, just leave it as beads with the macrame on the top if you want. Like you got options there, right? Super, super cute, very lightweight, definitely boho, if you will. So there you go. And you've got all of the pieces you need. I pre-cut all the nylon for you. You got all the seed beads. The kits are already ready. All you got to do is just let me send it to you, and then you just put it together. You come back to this video. Guys, don't forget that I don't do instructions with the kits. In the description of each one of the kits, it tells you the date that the Feel Good Friday show was, where we put the project together. So then that way you can come back to Facebook, or you can come back to YouTube and look up that date, and then you can fast forward to find where that exact project is. Okay. All right. I'm going to turn y'all around. And we are going to go right back through everything just as a little, oh, hi, Marley Beth. I didn't even mean to put your comment up there, but there you go. How do I get, there we go. That was an accident. I'm glad it was a good comment and not like a troll comment that I accidentally just made really big. So yeah. All right. So let me show you what these look like. You can always shorten them up. They're too long, but they're so lightweight. Like you're going to put these on and not even know that you have earrings on, because they weigh absolutely nothing. They're super cute. So it's not really red. It's like a maroon and rose. So if you're not like a cherry red person, this is probably, going to make you happy, because it's more of a pink and, I don't know, a dark pink. Pink and a dark pink. Again, words are hard, and sometimes I need to just stop talking. Mm-hmm. Okay. It might be a good thing. So those were those earrings. These are the suede ones, which I think are super cool. Don't forget they come in 2 different colors. So you've got that purple and blue, or the black and the teal. Again, super lightweight, really, really cool. Make them bigger, make them smaller. Totally up to you. I love those. I think they're really fun. Our other earrings were our little patinas, with the little patina feather and the connector, the check glass. Again, lightweight. You don't even know you have these on. They're super cool. Really, really pretty. So there are those. And then we had we had 2 bracelet projects. So we had our purple and blue check glass flowers bracelet with that heart clasp, and the chain that you can fill up if you want to. But the star of this is definitely, these were super cool flowers. I love those. And if you guys remember, there a couple weeks back, it was either last week or week before, there were earrings. Megan, stop. You're totally throwing me off. I can hear myself. Okay.
I'm sorry.
There were earrings. There's an earring kit that would match this bracelet, just so you know. And then last but not least was our jump ring bracelet, which we just did the little abbreviated version of, but comes in a bunch of different colors. So yeah. I hope you guys love these. I loved these kits. I was really excited to show you these kits this week. So I hope that you guys feel the exact same way that I do about them. I think they were fabulous and fun. They're great as far as the weight is concerned for hot weather. They're trendy. They're definitely not ever, like macrame is never going to go out. Let's just be honest. That's going to come back every single summer. It just goes around and comes right back in again. So you can't go wrong with that. Plus, you know, it never hurts to work on your knotting techniques, and square knots is a great place to start. It's usually a really good jumping off point if you're interested in learning more knots. The square knot is really kind of the base of all of the others. So, all right, my friends, thank you so much. I have enjoyed our Friday together. I hope you have enjoyed it as well. I hope you love all these kits. Thank you for everybody who makes a purchase in my Etsy shop, for everybody who uses my Beadalon link to go shopping with Beadalon. If you grab a tying station, be sure you use, well, you don't have to use my link, but it would be awesome. Somebody has a question. Colleen, what was the question?
Christine wanted to know, what is your preferred best stringing material?
That is such a hard, I actually saw that question go by and I wasn't trying to ignore it. It's just that that's such a loaded question. So it really kind of is just depending on the project. I'm a wire person all day, every day. But when it comes to like stringing, I definitely use Beadalon bead stringing wire in either a 0.38 or a 0.48. I think that's right. I can let you know for sure. Oh, we got a troll in the house, y'all.
Uh-oh.
I got it. Hold on. I got it. Oh, that was nice. I did that really quick. Get you out of here. So yeah, it's really kind of project specific, but again, I really do like the Beadalon bead stringing wire. That's just my preference. But yeah. All right. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your afternoon. Don't forget, today is the very last day to sign up for Hardwired if you would like to enroll before enrollment closes until the end of this month. And as far as my Hardwired group is concerned, I will see you guys at 4 p.m. this afternoon. That's Eastern time. And we're going to do our little weekly wrap up and a little design on the fly with some wire. So I'll see you guys later. The rest of you, I will see you next week with some more fun projects. I love you guys. Have a great weekend. Bye.